The twin suns of Arendor 7 burned low over the dusty horizon. The desert winds swept across the human colony, carrying grit into every corner of the small settlement. Captain Elias Kane stood on the ridge overlooking the edge of the settlement, scanning the distant rocks with his binoculars. Beside him, Lieutenant Mara Singh adjusted the sensors on their scout drone, which hovered silently in the reddish air. "This area shows unusual energy readings," Mara said, pointing to the drone's display. "Not from any natural source we know. Could be alien tech." Elias frowned. Humans had been settling on Arendor 7 for 5 years now, always careful to avoid contact with the planet's native species, the Xiphorians. The Xiphorians were tall, with shimmering blue skin and eyes that glowed faintly in the dark. Interactions with them were rare, and strictly regulated by the interstellar treaties. No human was supposed to capture or interfere with Xiphorians, especially their children. But Elias and his team were running out of choices. A sudden energy surge had appeared near the canyon, a surge that could threaten their settlement if ignored. "We move carefully," Elias said. "No mistakes. Keep eyes open." The team moved through the canyon, boots crunching against red rocks. Suddenly, they saw small figures darting between the boulders. At first, Elias thought they were some native animals. But the figures stopped, turned, and looked straight at them. Elias froze. The creatures were alien children, no more than 10 Earth years old, with luminous blue skin and small, delicate wings that shimmered faintly. Their large eyes reflected fear and confusion. "By the stars, they're Xiphorian kids," Mara whispered. Before anyone could react further, a small rock slide blocked their path. The kids were trapped between the humans and the falling rocks. One of the alien children, a boy, looked terrified. Elias acted without thinking. "Grab them, quick," he shouted. Mara and 2 other scouts rushed forward, scooping the children up just as the rocks tumbled down. The canyon shook with the impact. The kids screamed, a sound high-pitched and alien. Elias held one in his arms, feeling the boy's tiny heart racing against his chest. The other was caught by Mara. "They're safe now," Elias said, but even he could hear the unease in his own voice. They made it back to their hidden base on the edge of the canyon. The base was small, camouflaged under the red rocks, and heavily monitored. Here they could assess the situation without interference. Inside, the alien children hid in corners, their glowing eyes wide with terror. Elias knelt down to speak softly, though he doubted they understood him. "It's okay," he said. "You're safe with us. We won't hurt you." The boy, trembling, took a cautious step forward. He spoke in a series of musical tones incomprehensible to human ears. Mara quickly ran to the translation console they had been developing for rare alien languages. The device emitted a soft hum and began to convert the sounds into rough English. "Why are you taking us?" the boy asked. The translation was awkward but understandable. Elias exchanged a glance with Mara. He hadn't expected to face this question. "We didn't take you to harm you," he said carefully. "There's danger nearby. A group of rogue Xiphorians. They might hurt you if you stay out there. We're keeping you safe until we can send you home." The children seemed unsure. They had likely heard stories from their elders about humans. Many Xiphorians considered humans reckless, violent, and unpredictable. Elias could feel their fear, and he knew convincing them would take more than words. Meanwhile, the communications console began to beep urgently. A holographic screen projected the image of a tall, elegant Xiphorian woman, her blue skin glowing softly under the light. She wore ceremonial robes and a crown-like headpiece. Ambassador Lyra, mother of one of the children. Her eyes widened in shock when she saw the human base and the children inside. You have taken our children," she said, her voice sharp, almost trembling with anger. "Do you know what you have done? Are you out of your mind?" Elias stood up, trying to remain calm. "Ambassador Lyra, I can explain. The children were in danger. A rogue faction of your people intends to harm them. We had no choice but to bring them here for safety." Lyra's eyes narrowed, disbelief mixing with fury. "You dare interfere in Xiphorian affairs? You humans? You know our laws forbid this. You could cause war." "We're not here to fight," Elias said, hands raised. "We are trying to prevent harm. We want to help. Please trust us for a moment. The rogue faction is dangerous, even to your people." There was silence on the line. The children, still wary, peeked at Lyra's image, and one of them, the boy Elias held, reached out instinctively. Lyra's expression softened slightly, but her voice remained firm. "This is not the way," she said. "Returning them unharmed is the only way to resolve this without incident." Elias shook his head. "If we return them now, they may be captured by the rogues. We can't take that risk. I know this looks like defiance, but it's precaution. I swear to you, the children are safe here." Lyra's face hardened. "You humans, always acting boldly without thought. This is dangerous." As the conversation ended, Elias felt the weight of responsibility pressing down on him. He had taken a risk that could ignite interstellar conflict, but he believed firmly in protecting the innocent. Mara placed a hand on his shoulder. "They're scared, Elias," she said softly, "but they'll come to trust us if we show them we mean no harm." Elias nodded. "We need to feed them, make them comfortable. Show them humans are different. Not all of us are reckless." Over the next few hours, the team worked tirelessly. They set up a safe room with soft lights and food synthesized to match Xiphorian nutrition. The children cautiously explored the room, sniffing at the unfamiliar objects. Elias sat quietly with the boy, who eventually allowed him to hold his hand. Mara translated simple phrases of comfort. Slowly, the children's fear began to fade into curiosity. They looked at the humans not as enemies, but as guardians. Outside the base, the desert sky grew darker, the twin moons rising. Elias gazed through the observation window, thinking of the risks ahead. Ambassador Lyra would demand the children's return, and the rogue faction would continue to hunt them. Human ingenuity and courage would be tested, but he believed it could succeed. For the first time, the alien children smiled, a small, hesitant gesture, but a hopeful one. Elias knew this fragile trust was the key. If humans could protect even those who feared them most, perhaps the universe could see humanity as more than reckless adventurers. And in that moment, as the red wind swirled across Arendor 7, Elias Kane realized the story of human courage had only just begun. The holographic image of Ambassador Lyra hovered in the base's command room, glowing softly against the dim lights. Her expression was stern, almost unreadable, but Elias Kane could see the worry behind her anger. The two alien children sat nearby, their glowing blue eyes flicking nervously between the humans and the image of their mother. "You must release the children immediately," Lyra said firmly. "Your actions are reckless. They are not yours to decide for. The rogue faction will not forgive this. Neither will my people." Elias took a deep breath. "Ambassador, we are not your enemy. We are trying to protect your children. The rogue Xiphorians are armed, dangerous, and they are coming. If we return the children now, they will be captured, or worse. We can prevent bloodshed by keeping them safe temporarily." Lyra's expression softened for a moment, as if she could sense his honesty. Then it hardened again. "You humans, always thinking you can fix what you do not understand. We will not negotiate lightly. You have broken the laws of our people. You have taken our children." Elias nodded. "I understand your anger, but the children are safe. That is what matters. Let us work together. Give me a chance to prove we mean no harm." Lyra paused, considering his words. Finally, she spoke. "Very well. You have one chance. If these children are harmed, your people will answer to the Xiphorian High Council." One chance. With that, the hologram ended. The room was quiet except for the soft hum of machinery. Elias turned to Mara Singh, who was monitoring the alien children's reactions. "They're scared," she said softly. "We need to build trust before Lyra comes here physically. They won't listen to words alone." Elias nodded. "Then we start small. Show them we are different, that humans can care." Over the next few hours, the team worked to make the children comfortable. They prepared a warm area with mats, soft blankets, and lights that mimicked the soft glow of Xiphorian suns. Human food would not work for alien kids, so Mara carefully synthesized meals using Xiphorian nutrient data they had collected. The boy, whom Elias had named Cairo for simplicity, was hesitant. He clung to the small girl, Lyra, whose eyes were even more luminous than his own. Elias crouched to meet them at eye level. "See?" he said gently, pointing to the food. "Nothing will hurt you here. We only want to help." Cairo tilted his head, considering the words. The translator hummed softly, converted his musical tones into English. "Why, help us, humans." "Dangerous," Elias smiled faintly. "Not all humans are dangerous. Some of us care about others, even if they are not human." Lyra slowly reached out her hand and Elias took it. Her tiny fingers were cold, glowing faintly in the dim light. He could feel her heartbeat, rapid and anxious but steadying slightly with every word of comfort. Meanwhile, outside the base, the desert winds carried more than sand. Sensors detected faint movements along the ridge. Elias ordered the perimeter guards to increase vigilance. The rogue Xiphorian faction was close. They could strike at any moment. Elias walked to the observation window, thinking of the dilemma. "We need a plan," he said. "Lyra won't wait forever. The rogues will come. And these kids? They need to trust us completely, or none of this works." Mara joined him. "We could use the communication array. Let them see us protecting the children, showing them we mean no harm. If Lyra sees we are careful, maybe she will stand down." Elias nodded. "Do it, but carefully. No mistakes." The humans activated the communication array. A holographic projection of the base's interior appeared in the canyon below, visible even from a distance. The children played cautiously in the safe area, watched closely by the human guards. They ran small, harmless experiments, rolling stones, touching the lights, examining the synthetic food. Kiro even smiled, his first real smile since being taken from his parents. On the other side of the projection, Lyra watched silently. Her blue eyes narrowed. Slowly, she reached out to touch her console as if she could reach the children directly. She shook her head, conflicted. Humans had broken Xiphorian law, yet their care for her children was undeniable. Suddenly, alarms blared. The sensors detected movement at the canyon's edge. A small scouting group from the rogue Xiphorian faction. They were armed with plasma weapons, their wings casting shadows on the red sand. Elias's heart quickened. "They're here. Everyone get to positions. Do not fire unless I say. Our goal is to protect the children, not to fight. Unless we have to." The rogue Xiphorians landed, their expressions unreadable. One stepped forward, wings unfurled, and spoke in a harsh tone. The translator converted the words into English. "Return the children. Leave now or die." Elias remained calm. "You will not harm these children. Step back or you will force our hand. We want peace, not war." The rogue leader hissed in frustration. Humans, foolish, weak. Yet they dare interfere. "Kiro, Lyra!" Come, the children shrank behind the humans, terrified. Kiro clutched Elias's arm tightly. Lyra buried her face into Mara's shoulder. Elias realized that words alone would not stop the attack. He had to think creatively. Using the base's holographic projectors, he created illusions of additional human defenders, multiplying their numbers in the rogue faction's perception. He also triggered light pulses that disoriented the aliens' vision temporarily. The rogues hesitated. "Illusions," one of them muttered. "Just enough to protect the children," Elias whispered to Mara. "We buy time." The rogues, unsure of what they were facing, backed away slowly. Elias kept his hand on Kiro, speaking softly. "See, we are not weak. We protect those who cannot protect themselves." Lyra's image reappeared on the main console. "Elias Kane. This is reckless beyond reason," she said. "But I see the truth. You are not lying. The children are safe for now. But this standoff cannot last forever." Elias nodded. "We know, but we can work together. The rogue faction is dangerous, and if we act carefully, we can keep the children safe and stop them without unnecessary bloodshed." Lyra's eyes softened further. "I do not trust humans easily, but I will allow you to continue. One more chance. Do not fail." The rogue faction retreated, vanishing into the desert shadows. The children released small, nervous sighs of relief. Kiro looked up at Elias. "Thank you, humans," Elias smiled. "We are human, yes. And sometimes, we do what is right even if it is hard." For the first time since their capture, the children began to relax. They played cautiously with human-made toys and examined the strange devices humans used for communication and observation. Kiro even laughed at a small robot Mara had programmed to mimic alien sounds. Lyra joined in, her glowing eyes sparkling with curiosity. Elias watched them, feeling a strange warmth. These children were the key, not just to peace with the Xiphorians, but to proving something far greater about humanity. Even in a galaxy full of rules, treaties, and powerful alien civilizations, humans could act with courage, empathy, and creativity. As the twin suns dipped below the horizon, painting the desert red and orange, Elias knew the standoff was only the beginning. The rogue faction would return and Ambassador Lyra would eventually demand the children back. But for now, Humans had won a small victory. They had earned the fragile trust of alien children, and even begun to earn the respect of a skeptical ambassador. And in the quiet hum of the base, with alien children playing and humans standing watch, Elias Kane realized that sometimes courage was not just about weapons or tactics, it was about heart. Protecting the innocent, showing empathy, and daring to do what was right. That was the true measure of humanity. The story of human bravery had only just begun,